the office in working mode.
And it is knit night with Louise and Jocelyn and Phaedra. I can see her in the corner up there. Oh, I think she's Anyways, she's there. She's comfortable. She's
Hi. Are you settling in for a nap? Okay,
she's
good.
getting ready to join us for the night. Daisy has
Good.
hasn't joined us yet.
I guess. I hope. She caused enough trouble earlier today. Mommy will be very happy if she stays up there.
She just Oh, how's your day been? It's Saturday. Can't believe Saturday's come and gone already.
Did you know that we are live on the internet? That's what my
Ooh,
phone was telling me.
we
Like, good
are.
phone. Thanks,
We
phone.
are.
Good. It's been a work day today, so it's been a long day, but that's okay. They happen.
Yeah. I've I have had I have had an amazing day. I
Good.
this is my second time podcasting today, and
Yes, I saw you live earlier today.
yeah. And then I went and I taught a sock knitting class, and then I went and stopped at our guild meeting.
Okay. I'm with you.
And yeah, so it's been wonderful. It has literally been a day filled with knit activities all day long. It has been wonderful. Hi, Liz. Hello, Lynn. All right, what's everybody knitting on this Saturday night? If you were watching
Aha.
this morning, you know
Haha.
that I said I was going to knit my sock.
Yes. How long did that last? Oh,
I have
good.
it here. I have it here.
Good, good,
That
good,
seems
good, good.
like it forever ago that I said, "Oh, I'll just leave this sock here."
It
That was only this
works.
morning. Okay, this
Look,
is
I have a stripy shirt.
that's the one that's all done.
Yeah, yeah. It's tunic length.
I
It's
love
long. It covers the butt, but we are striped, so we count.
most definitely look at that. The green and the blue and the black. I
Oh, it
love,
looks really good. It looks really good on.
and that's all Aaron's yarn, right? Fiberweed, Fabrico.
All fireweed fiber coat.
Glorious.
So
Yeah,
pretty.
that's
I
long.
need to make another one.
I would say yes. I would say yes to it.
Oh, so we've got the fall equinox tomorrow, and I have like 7 options to choose from what I want to cast on. So ever since the
Hmm.
Patreon members got the bonus content video, like because they get videos like a day or two before everybody else,
Right?
she's been like, just cast on all 7. I'm like, I don't have that many 4 millimeter needles free right now.
Who
I've
said
got a
that?
couple.
Who
Awesome. Awesome. The
Awesome.
cheek. The cheek.
The woman who likes to only have two projects on her needles at a time. But I was going to say, whoever said that, I like their way of thinking. Just, I
Let's
know,
be honest.
don't waste the brain power deciding what should you not. Just, yeah,
Passed it all on.
just do it.
So for you, Asa, I'm just gonna cast on something new just because I can. Isn't even among the 7 options.
Yeah, that's right. Just pick something new. Sure.
I'm just picking something new.
Oh, Susanna's here.
Hey, Susanna.
Oh, baby kitten. Pick. Oh, backup crochet. Working on uh what is that? A shawl or shrug? Haven't decided yet. Oh, I like that. I've got a shrug on the needles too. And yes, shrugs. I'm all about shrugs right now because they just seem like the perfect fall garment. Something loose and oversized and comfy and just throw it on. Yeah, I love it.
I'm in the
Carrot,
middle of making bags.
a sailish cap. Autumn leaves knit cowl. Oh, a yarn inspiration pattern that Susanna's working on. Perfect.
Ah,
Cowls are good. Oh, Sam is here.
hey, Sam.
You guys, just saying, Sam's birthday is on Monday.
Oh, that's exciting.
I know. So she's having a birthday weekend.
As one should.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Should be doing all the fun things when it's your birthday
Oh,
weekend.
my word.
So my sock.
I'm with you. You've knit a lot.
Well, this is why you start off knitting with 5 needles
Yeah, because you always lose
So
one.
when you have now misplaced your working needle,
Yes.
I am going to rearrange my stitches a little bit so I have a free needle.
Oh,
And
so
oh, I'm just
slow,
oh, perfect. I'm in
slow.
the perfect spot. I'm just going to knit across here, put all my stitches on this needle, make this one an empty needle, and then I can carry on. Yes, I am bound and determined that I'm getting these dainty socks finished.
Good.
When did I cast these on?
Well,
Last spring, last
God.
summer? It was last year. It was either
It
last
was
spring.
last year.
Yeah.
I don't remember when, but it was last year, I think, anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure it was last year. And because the dainty socks, it was
What
a bunch of people
even?
were knitting them. Cheryl knit a couple. I know Trish did probably maybe like three pairs. You
You know when
know,
you get the occasional problems game? That's what I'm dealing with right now.
oh no.
Fine,
I
I will win. It's just it's gonna be a problem child
oh
for me.
yeah, that
It's nobody's fault. You just get the bad skein every once in a while, right? Like, that's
every once
fine.
in a while you get ones that are tangled. You do.
Yeah.
True. What's your question, Sam? So, anyways, yeah, so dainty socks. Everybody knit theirs and wore them last year and probably this year. Well,
Fine.
mine are in pristine condition because they have not been worn yet because they're not finished. But that is about to change because this yarn is called, what is it called? Sweet Stripes, I believe. Sweet Stripes. Yep, Sweet Stripes. And it's like, I wish it was still made, but it's a discontinued colorway. I'm like sure of it. And but I'm gonna get to wear them finally and enjoy them
Good.
for the fall.
Whatever.
And what I
Socks are
know,
socks.
some people, I mean, my daughter only likes shorties and she wears shorties all year long. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking of these as summer socks. They're just a pair of socks.
Just a pair of socks.
A pair of socks. And
A
they're gonna
pair of
be
socks is a pair of socks is a pair of socks, whether it's ankle, whether it's whatever that full leg length is, or if it's a
Mhm.
knee length sock. It's all a sock.
It is all socks. So yeah, a sock is a sock. So yeah, I'm letting go of the fact that this was kind of supposed to have been a summer project. So yeah, I'm just
The
gonna get,
real question is, what do I turn this yarn into once I've wound it up? It's a
ooh,
fingering weight, so I could do any sort of sport DK weight or fingering weight sweater. Or a t-shirt. Like maybe I do a shirt, a
oh, you've got
t-shirt.
enough for, I was gonna say, 'cause it's black, it needs to be a Halloween.
We're not black. We are a dark, like brown burgundy color.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's from Midnight Cravings. Hang on, I'll look and see if they've got colorway names. I can't remember.
That
Yeah, they make colorway names for their names. Hang on. I will find out what this colorway name is.
that still is giving me Halloween vibes though.
Is it that or is it my black sweater
Well, that too.
with
You
the
know,
gold tweed flecks in it? This
when
is the 3 day sweater. This is the sweater I cast it on and finished in 3 days.
that's what I thought. I'm sure I knew it looked familiar. It's beautiful.
It's
I
also
love it.
full of holes, so at 16 degrees for the high, I can wear it because it's made up of nothing but crochet lace.
Sure, Sam, send me the picture. Or actually, you did. I have one, don't I? Um,
Hello
the
to everyone in chat.
month's challenge is stripe. The Fiber Friend challenge is right now is
I did that one. The Scrappy V counts. I
there you
mean,
go.
I never, you know me, I never enter anyway. I don't, it's not a thing I do.
Well, it's just the fact that you got it finished and you had the
Yes.
fun of knitting it, right?
That's what I like the challenges for. I'm not, I mean, don't get me wrong, a free pattern is a free pattern is a free pattern, and we all have budgets, but I'm really just happy to participate. That's all I need.
Okay, Sam, I'm going to show the picture that I have because it is a very good picture of you. So she may not be. Sorry, Sam, if you don't want the internet seeing you, but it's a good picture, so I'm going to show it. But I'm going to see, let me get my screen here so I can see what I'm looking at. Oh, Sam sent me. Yeah. Okay. Look at this. So Sam, this is one of those pot holders done on like the little like 8-inch square loomy thing, right? With the loopy things. You guys know
Okay,
what
yes.
you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, yeah, knitting machine.
Like to make the pot holders. Isn't that great? Stripes. Awesome, Sam. That's fun. Did you like doing that?
That's really the big
Oh,
question.
I know. I love doing those. I love making those. And I've got and then they're useful, right? You put them in your kitchen and use them as hot mats. Fantastic. Stripes. So can you put that in the fiber friend
Did you
challenge? So, okay. I'm knitting you.
ignore me? I'm dealing with the problem child.
Okay, so is that going to be a Halloweeny thingy?
No, this is gonna be a nice shirt.
Let's be a nice shirt. Okay.
Yeah. It occurred to
Well,
me I have tons and tons and tons of wildly printed and colored things. I need
yeah.
some staples. Oops, let's just punch my microphone. So that I could wear all of these things together. Like the scrappy V that I've made is not gonna look so hot next to the orange plaid. So I need
Yeah.
some staples. I need some solid colors. So I bought 4 skeins of fingering weight yarn, which makes me everything shy of like an all over cabled sort of situation
Mhm.
in fingering weight yarn. And I will attempt to read a ball band. I'll be a moment.
Let's see here. Oh, Nikki says beautiful. Yep, good job, Sam. Yep, it was on a weaving loom. Yeah, great job, Sam. Did you enjoy doing it? That's exciting. It's always fun trying something new or picking up something that you haven't done in a while. Great job. Yes, I
It's
oh,
Shiraz is the colorway on their light sock base from Midnight
Shabbat.
Cravings. Yeah.
That doesn't give you any indication of the color, does it? Like
No.
when I
No,
hear
it's
that, I'm
definitely
like,
got burgundy tones.
well, it's gorgeous anyways. Okay, so you need so like short sleeve t-shirt kind of thing, or you're
Oh
looking
no, I do elbow length or longer for a very particular reason. I have tattoos and I hate having defend my choices to ink myself, so I tend to cover them unless I'm in the right situations. I
okay.
already have to deal with enough people dumbness because of the cane. I'm not interested in adding to that collection. And they're for me, they're not for anybody else. So
Okay. Yep. Okay. So then do you have pattern options, choices? Have you thought of anything?
well, I do make fingering weight sweaters fairly regularly. So we do have some options on the table. Like I can always like I could do another Scrappy V. I could do a Wood Woes. I could do the Rune sweater from Tristan of Dragonborn Designs and find a contrast color for color work. What I'd like is
Oh,
I like the light fingering weights. I like V necks. I like boat necks.
yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the crew neck. Makes my face look rounder than it already is. It's already round. It's good, thank you. Um,
Okay, Louise has posted in
unnecessary.
here. So apparently, see, I I don't drink red wine. I don't drink wine.
It's a color, it's a wine.
It is. That's what Louise says. Shiraz is a red wine. So then that makes sense if it's like a burgundy Merlot color.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay, Louise, thank you. She always comes in and saves the day for me.
we all have one. What? The ever-living
Okay,
farts.
that makes sense to me now. Now, when you say that, then I have a picture of what it is. Um, oh, okay, that's fine, Sam. Well, at least, yeah, you did it and had fun with it. That's all that matters.
In the
Um,
end,
yeah. All right, focus. That is my word for the rest of the weekend.
how's that going for you?
Well, I just started now. So far so good. I've got one round done on the sock. I, yeah, I don't, okay. As you guys that are in the chat here, Who all has knit DK socks? I am loving knitting these DK socks. They just knit so fast. I'm just DK sock plus being on a little 9-inch circular is so, so quick and fast for me. I am just loving it so much. And I was at Thoughtful Artisan teaching today, and I was looking at her DK sock yarn. And I'm like, oh, and she's got their DK, the two that I was looking at came in 150-gram balls. So good amount of yardage for a DK sock. Because
That is a
that's
good amount
what,
of yardage.
yeah, because that's what I was having a little bit of struggle with the two that I've done now. Haven't looked up what the Knit Picks yardage was on their DK sock yarn, but I'm not going to have a whole lot left over. And the hand-dyed one that I got from Knit Stitch, it was 225 yards. And that's what the one that I bought at Kitchener last weekend was. So you're not going to have a whole lot left over with that. So these ones here that were, what was it, 150 grams, and it was over 300 yards.
Okay.
So well over like 350 or so. That makes me feel, gives you some leeway. So, oh, Nikki says she's knit them and I love them. Oh, I know. I think I'm gonna love them too. I haven't actually worn them, but I'm good. I know I'm gonna like them.
Well, I know when you were talking earlier, my brain was like house socks.
Mm-hmm.
House socks for like around the house and stuff. But I'm not sure I would do DK weight socks in anything other than like my deepest winter wear. So I could see myself doing a Kevlar pair to put in my moccasins for like those -40 days, which we do still get from time to time. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
mm, you know, maybe, but I don't have two skeins of DK weight yarn in the same color, and I am a ladies 10 foot, so I would need that second skein. Like I can't, my feet aren't small enough to get away with a single skein of DK weight for
So,
socks. So
so
for the moment, it's like it's a thought. Like I think I like I'll give it a try, but I'm gonna have to go find some yarn. And let's be honest, it's all about the Halloween yarn right now. I'm not really intrigued by other. Oh, you should wait to see what I've got. Because I started that other YouTube channel and I've been sort of puttering with it when I've had the moment to like fit it into the schedule.
yeah.
And the schedule is finally aligning, which always takes longer than one wants, really, when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got it. So I'm going to try to do Vlogtober with like a couple of twists to make it work so that it doesn't drive me up the wall. But oh my God, that's a lot of crafting.
So, Vlogtober. So what is that like Halloween?
The idea is that because you always have like the Christmas one where you
Yeah.
vlog till Christmas. Vlogtober is that it's sort of you vlog every day in October. I it's going to sound so down on people. I do not like the everyday vlogging format. I
Mhm.
find it clutters the feed. I love the concept of creating content for 30 days because that's a beautiful challenge. So I need to split it up so that it makes sense for what I prefer. So I've got some blogs lined up. I've got 31 Halloween crafts lined up, but I do have just some larger projects. So like the little amigurumi, those are just going to be short reels. They're going to be YouTube shorts because
Okay.
that's all they need to be. And that might be the only thing I do for the day. The
Well, I think that
videos will be bigger projects. They'll take longer. Why am I casting on 50 billion projects right now? I'm already casting on 31 new ones in October, but here we are last week of September and I'm casting on things.
because it's fun.
Because I finished one project so I can start nine, right? That's how that works. I've
That
got the
is
math correct, right?
that's the way I do math. Yep.
That's how I do math. So I'm like,
Yep. You
hmm.
get one
I've
side.
partially infected Diana because she's also kind of casting on like crazy.
But
Whoopsie.
it is right. It's fall. This is like knitting season.
It is.
starting, right? It's cool weather. Well, for most of us, some of our friends, you know,
Okay, if
it
you're
is,
in Australia, you're getting towards warm, like you're
yeah,
going the other
yeah.
direction. But
But
that's Southern Hemisphere for you, right? Like, what are you gonna do?
but for most of us that are
Oh my
watching,
God, come here, you silly little ball of yarn.
it is time to start thinking about making ourselves new hats, new mitts, new cowl, new scarves, new socks, new sweaters, mitts, fingerless
We're
mitts.
working on some garments.
Like,
I need some wear over tank top shirts.
oh, well, I gotta reposition here. Like, oh, um, I know. So really, we
Getting
need
in
like
trouble?
all the things. So you do need to cast on nine. Like it just makes sense. Makes sense.
I got such a problem child today. Why?
Hi, Catherine.
It's because the last six balls I've done have been beautiful, right? That's why I have a problem child now. That's how that works, right?
Oh, yeah, Sam. So yes, so the Sam just sent me another picture of the spinners and weavers. What is this? Yes, the spinners and weavers group here in London
Hmm.
always do a fall kind of like holiday sale, which is
Okay.
always good. And it looks like this is the end of November. It's always a great it's a great show. So what they do, the spinners and weavers, I mean, the guild here in London is quite large. And so this one looks like Strathroy Guild is joining with them. And I mean, they make beautiful, beautiful work. I've gone to the sale in past years and it's lovely. And so then they also have people there doing demonstrations of weaving and spinning.
Weaving is so cool.
Yeah, it's really it's fun. It's yeah,
Okay.
weaving. It's one of those things
Um,
that I would like to do at some point, but I would really like to get into spinning first before I start weaving. I mean, I have wove. I've done a couple of scarves. I took a class at Little Red Mitten a number of years ago.
just gonna be problematic. Okay, let's see if we can get a little more progress on. I've thought about weaving. I am spinning. Like I have an Ashford traditional spinning wheel,
Yeah.
and I have been struggling with the vision loss to draft and treadle at the same time.
Uh-huh.
It requires just a bit too much focus. So
Right.
Diana kindly loaned me her e-spinner so
Oh,
that I could try getting better at drafting so that drafting becomes more of an instinctual feel than
yeah.
a still look at process because I can offload a lot by touch. I just need to put the hours into it. So I need to start doing that so I can return her spinner to her at Christmas. And then we'll put treadling in because I know how to treadle. I practiced on the spinning wheel. I have a treadle sewing machine. So it goes cat, treadle sewing machine, cat, treadle sewing. She actually will get off of her cat tree and climb onto the sewing machine and walk across, and then hop across the sewing machine table to the computer table, walk behind the computer table, pop over to the yarn table because there's yarn all the way up the wall this way. And then this is usually kind of like this is my cutting table. And these end pieces fold down. So like the white rectangle you usually see are the sides of the cutting table. So
Okay.
my dad built me a cutting table with a nice laminate surface, put it on rollers,
Oh,
and the
nice.
middle is completely open on one side so I can use it to store my sewing machines and my patterns so they're all tucked up and away.
Oh,
So that usually lives there. So it's like she can get, and then she gets up there. So like she can walk all the way around the room in the office playing the floor is lava game. Because that's what cats do, as far as I can tell. They play the floor is lava game.
I'm sure they do.
That's what they do. Not that this configuration is going to last for long, but that's because I'm doing things. Do you know anybody in Winnipeg who wants a freezer?
Can't say they do.
Uh,
Oh, Tammy
why
says
did you fall back down?
Tammy's picking up a sweater. It's half done with mohair, almost cool enough. Yeah, well, that is, see, it's the perfect time to finish that because,
Mohair.
yes, it'll be cool soon enough. Oh,
I mean, if you like mohair, good for you, but just ugh, mohair.
I always used to say that. I just the thought of mohair literally made me itch, but I can tolerate it much better than I used to. I don't know if it's just better quality mohair, different mohair than what
It
the
gets
while
it
ago.
gets in my it gets in my nose. So like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fluff gets comes off of it, which is what it's supposed to do. That's how it's designed. I can't my nose. No, absolutely not. I find it way too. I mean, I run warm, guys. We're sitting here. I'm not doing anything. I'm in a sweater and holes and a pair of leggings. I'm not even in real clothes. I don't have socks on my feet or nothing. I am schwitzing. I'm schwitzing, and the windows are open. There's no heat on in this apartment. It's
lovely.
so warm. So I find it too warm. It gets in my nose and and once things are in my nose, I feel itchy because my
Yeah.
nose feels
Well, yeah,
itchy.
that's never any fun, but
But I
well, yeah.
do
So
know that
mohair
people
for
like
you.
mohair. I can understand why. It's a very pretty looking, it's just ugh, not for me.
Well, it gives it a nice halo, right? But you just need to wait. It'll all go out of style,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
in a few years from now. So
What
Tammy
even
says,
is
local yarn swap today found a booklet from 1979 with swimsuit patterns in it. Lots of fun and laughter and remembrance of when that might have been possible. Um, yeah, I don't know. I would like to like would they knit crocheted? I don't know, but maybe crochet, I don't anyways, that would be interesting. Knit yourself a bathing suit to just go sit on the beach, not go swimming in. Tammy, I think maybe you should just knit one.
oh my God, I'm gonna cut this yarn and have a thingy. This is just getting ridiculous.
Slow and steady, slow and steady.
It's fine. It's an extra end. I can weave it in.
This is true, you can.
It will not kill me.
Oh, so did I lose it? No, I did not. Oh, yeah, Sam's figuring out her dishcloth challenge for next year.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, she's just been doing regular dishcloth knitting this year, like just 50. And next
Like
year,
the rest of us poor humans.
yeah. And so next year the challenge is on. Oh, okay.
It's
I'm
good.
back
It's good to take
here.
breaks.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can't
Can't always be doing a yarn challenge.
no, not at that where you've got to like knit, 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 knit for the whole year and you've got time pressure and certain number you have to knit. Yeah, you can't do that year after year. Tammy, the patterns didn't take much yarn at all. I'm sure they did not. Were they like little bikini tops and well, even more reason why you should make one up, Tammy, that it'll be a very quick project.
Do it for science.
That's right. I'm thinking like do it to embarrass your kids or something, right? I can just imagine what my daughter would say if I walked out in a knit bathing suit. I could just see her like roll her eyes and be like, "Of course you're wearing that." Oh,
Isn't the
that would
best part of having children embarrassing them?
most definitely. It takes a lot to embarrass Anita because she's so used to this. But yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. A knit bathing suit.
You could tell Anita she could have my dad if she wishes. Or my mom. My mom will try to pick up young men in the grocery store for me just to watch their faces, not actually to pick up men for me. She just likes to embarrass people, especially she's she's got my mom's hair is going that beautiful white silver. Oh, it looks so
Yeah,
good. So she's a beautiful indigenous lady. Definitely older because her hair is absolutely going that white color, and there's a lot of it now.
yeah.
Walks up to these poor men who have to be like in their 30s, right? Like they're too young for me. They're they're babies. They haven't figured out how to make food yet. They're not ready for me. I'm like, okay, and I'll just be like, my daughter is single and I think you have a nice ass, and continue on her way, all in like one tone. I'm like, and then she hear me at the end of the aisle, mother, stop frightening the natives. Like, just leave the poor boys alone. They don't know how to handle you. We are not prepared.
That is so funny.
What
I
is my
love
mother?
that. I love
I love my mom to bits.
that.
But between her and my dad, they're not always public appropriate.
Oh, Tammy says one bikini and one piece.
Do
No.
the bikini. Do the bikini. You have a bikini body. You put your body in a bikini. It is a bikini body.
Oh, she says she's not going to do the math to be able to do it. She said, yes, the patterns stop at hip size of 38. Well, yeah, they weren't really inclusive pattern knitting back then, were they?
No.
Yes.
Well,
Some sweater.
yes and no. So you'll get a bunch that aren't. You'll get some that are, and there is a sort of lost knowledge
Hmm.
that as you went up in the sizes, because we do, it's very normal. You already knew how to make the adjustments. They didn't have to write it for you. You knew how to
True.
grade. You knew how to do these things. And we all sort of just knew it because it
Right,
was trained
right.
knowledge. I love using the example of medieval sword play. We have these wonderful terms for medieval sword positions, forms that you would maintain. And it would say you would move from this form to this form, but nowhere in any instruction books does it tell you how to move from form A to form B because it's common knowledge. Everybody
Right,
knows it.
yeah,
So now we have, these texts that we can read, but we're guessing at what they did,
yeah,
which
yep.
makes me very concerned for what's going to be happening 500 years from now with what might be left from us. Because it's not going to be good. It's
Well,
not going to be good.
um, what was oh, Sam is saying here.
Oh no, did I go around the
Oh,
wrong way?
okay, yeah. So Sam, we actually made up like a little contract for her because um yes, for her to follow
Oh, good.
for her crafting challenge when it starts, when it ends, because apparently I cannot live down the fact that I made her last year and a day early.
A day early.
A day early. And yes, so that was very problematic for Sam. So I had to write it out and we signed it with a witness at Knitting Club on Thursday.
Well, I mean, you can do a lot in a day.
Well, I suppose, but
Says
Sam,
the woman who says, I've got a week. I can totally bust out 2 sleeves in a week.
don't we
You
all say
stand
that?
your ground, Sam. You are correct on this.
But, but thinking about it now, this actually works in your favor, Sam. Because if last year, if you had had that last day and you say you finished like three more dishcloths, then that would up the number that you have to beat this next challenge. So
You
if
are also not wrong about that.
see, so there is, you still beat your
Two
challenge
sides.
last year.
Two
And
sides of a coin.
yeah, so you just need to look at it that way, that I'm making it easier for you this year. So, if anybody, you have a few months to think before December 31st at 12:01 a.m. is when you can cast on your dishcloth if you want to join Sam in a dishcloth challenge.
Oh, Louise, do you want to do a year of granny squares? Are you ready for it?
Ooh, I don't. Well, did you see my crochet this morning, Jocelyn?
Sure did.
Ah, were you like jumping up and down with joy?
I sure was.
I'm sure you were.
That's why I'm like, are you ready? Do you want to do a year of granny squares with me every day?
I would like to do that. How big are the squares? Are they like 8 inch? Are they 12
Oh
inch?
God, like 4 inches.
4 inches?
They're like 4 or 5 inch squares most of the time.
So do I have to do like truly do one a day or can I do seven in a week?
So long as you have 7 done in a week, it's fine. Like let's guys, come on. It was the same year I had a major abdominal surgery. I worked ahead because I knew post surgery I was not going to be in the mood to crochet for the first like week. I had my insides on my outside. Someone had been fishing around in there. It's gonna be healing. It's gonna be healing.
Yes.
I always give myself, especially for year longs, like if I know I've got things coming up, like I'm traveling, I will double up my squares so that I can just go do the thing I need to go do and I don't need to worry about it. My square's already done. I never let myself fall behind. That's the trick. It was fine to
Yeah.
work ahead. It was never okay to fall behind. So long as I did it that way, even if the Sunday
Oh,
at the start of the week I was trying to cram as many squares in as possible, that didn't matter. So long as I got 7 done in 7 days. So long at the end of the month I had the right number.
yes. Because I mean, let's be honest, right? If you get behind,
You're
you're
never going to catch up.
you're
Yeah.
kind of
But
out.
if you don't let yourself behind, but it's okay to be ahead. Say you've got a day where you're vibing. You're enjoying what you're doing. Do a couple extra squares. Learn a few more techniques. Totally fine.
Oh, okay. So tell me, there was a YouTube channel that has all of this.
Yes, I'll post the link in the Facebook group for everybody.
Okay. Anybody else interested in that?
I'm thinking I'm gonna do it out of Pound of Love, so I won't do the color changes, so it'll all be one color square, just different techniques. Then I can turn it into a blanket at the end of the year.
Yes, that would be good.
A big blanket at the end of the year.
This would be
Because it'll teach you 3D shaping, it'll teach you treble crochets, it'll teach you front backs, it'll teach you crossovers. I have never run across a crochet pattern where I haven't been like, you know what, I understand half of what you're telling me right off the hop, even though I've done this stitch once 8 years ago when I did this challenge and challenged myself to a year of squares. So I'm thinking I'm gonna grab a ball or two of Pound of Love and just work my way through Pound of Love. And if I get bored, change the colors
yeah.
as I go.
I feel like maybe you and I need to make a contract like Sam and I wrote out because I'm like, what if,
Oh
what
God, you're gonna
if,
lawyer it and we don't even have it in writing yet. Okay, give it to me.
what if there's one that I really don't like or I find too hard? Can I skip it and just do like yesterday's again?
Yep, that's what I did.
Okay.
I already tell you right now, there's a couple that are just gonna be solid granny squares because I didn't enjoy the square the first time.
Okay. Okay.
No, you absolutely have to try it first.
That's fair. That's fair.
But if you try it and you're like, sweet Jeebus, no, this is not a like I'm not making the heart-shaped squares at Valentine's Day. No interest in that. Does not appeal to me at all.
See, and that totally appeals to me.
Does
I want to
not
make
appeal to
all the hearts.
me. No.
Yes,
But I will make because oh no, I have a basic granny square
that you
to
can
put
just,
into the blanket to give that nice negative space in the blanket
yeah, yeah.
as you're
Oh,
going.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you do that? I'm going to be super smart and I'm going to assemble as I go because I wasn't born yesterday and I hate sewing
Yeah.
all the squares together. So I will probably connect squares every opportunity I get. So I will have chunks of squares to sew together. That'll make
365
assembly fast.
squares,
A lot of squares.
that would be a lot of squares. Susanna says she'll join.
Yeah. It's an everyday thing. So like I would treat it like you pick your time of day, morning, noon, night, whatever works best for your schedule. But that's what you do. Like I do it in the evening when I watch the news because it takes me less than 20 minutes to do a square. That's the news. I can sit down, watch the news, do my square
Yes,
because I
yeah.
can I can pause the tutorial between rows, do the row, listen to the tutorial, do the row. And since I don't watch news on the television, I listen through an app on my phone. Every audio source pauses the first one. So every time I'm listening to a row, the news is paused. Then I can just go back and turn the news back on while I'm crocheting my round.
Oh, well, that works out. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. You need to have, it's
It
like
needs to
stacking habits. We
be,
talked about that, right? Like
yeah,
the stacking.
stacking your habits. I get up
Yeah,
in the morning and before I realize it's 7 a.m. and I fed the cat and I've done my yoga and I've made my
yeah,
tea and I've done my stretches because I'm not thinking between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. I am simply running on autopilot.
yeah.
But that's what I do. I get up, I go to the bathroom, I feed my cat, I start the kettle, I do my yoga, and it's a stacked progression of
And somewhere
tasks.
in there, you got to add 20 minutes.
It's not hard because I craft in the mornings, so I'm used to around 7 a.m. I sit down, but I'm shy of I'm only short breakfast and getting on clothes, and I put on clothes after I've eaten breakfast. It's gone poorly for me the other way around way too many times. So that's fine, whatever. So I
All
do
right.
that.
Nikki's
And then
in.
I've got time to listen to the radio morning program
Okay.
and do my square.
Um, okay, Nikki's in as well. So Nikki says, I was thinking I would pick up my square a day blanket I started and did not finish.
Oh
She did,
yeah,
she did 10 squares, but I want to pick it up in January, so I'll join. All right.
absolutely. I think that works.
All
But
right.
yes, Louise, if you need a contract, I will type something up on Facebook and officially challenge you to a duel.
You may make this many swap outs, but you cannot exceed this. They must be done at this, and we need to see them at check-in every month.
Yeah, you need to have your stack of squares.
Yep. Stack of squares. Okay, so what did Mary, are you going to join in? Daisy. Mary says, wonder, oh, yeah, Mary. Where do you think we're going to say no? Mary says, wonder if I could do it out of thread.
Oh
Possibly
yeah.
like a bedspread. Do you
Oh,
think
you know what?
they will fit?
That's an amazing idea.
So Mary says, do you think they'll fit together?
Mine did. I've already done the challenge once.
Yeah, you've done it
Yeah,
once, right?
I've done it once. So long as I maintained the same, now my first few squares didn't match my last few squares because my tension changed as I went through the whole process. But I made sure my squares were the same size. So if I was crocheting, but it was extra tight that day, I would do an extra round of like single crochets around so that I had a uniform square to function with
Yes.
at the end of the year. Because it is your own thing. It is your own thing.
Well, and that's exactly right.
Yeah.
There's no crochet square, please. We're not going to.
No, no. If you
No.
want to do it so that you make this beautiful thread bedspread, do it. Do it. Make your first square on the 1st of January. Decide if that's the size you want it to be, and if not, then you know what it is. And then that's the square you try to match every day. So you make the first square, you make the second as big as the first. If you've got to add a couple extra rows, you add a couple extra rows.
I
Oh
feel
no, you've made a border. Since I know the 1st of January is the basic granny square, it'll give you a very good size portion to go off of. Sometimes they're kind of wonky when you're done because you're bending and folding stitches, and you need to wash and block it to open that lace up.
yes, true.
Sometimes they're 3D, so you're going to have some depth perception, like you make some 3D flowers throughout the year. And that's so handy to learn.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay. All right. So I have like an official list started here on my phone.
Okay, good.
Jocelyn, Louise, Susanna, Nikki, and Mary. It's not an
Let's see if
official
I can.
contract, lady, so I'm not going to hold you to anything.
I'll
You
try to
have
talk Diana into it. She failed last time. Maybe she'll give it another college try. I mean, probably not.
Okay, so yeah, so Mary says she's in. Um Nancy says, okay, so what happens if you break the contract?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's
I
me,
don't
guys.
know.
It's nothing.
What could happen? Yeah, Sam says, I don't know what happens if I break the contract, Nancy. That's a good yeah, nothing. You just yeah, nothing.
We're doing this for fun to challenge ourselves. And
Exactly.
at the end of the year, you will have more than enough squares to make granny tote bags, a granny square cardigan, like you will have 2/3 assembled a lot of stuff for some fun projects. Maybe you want to go through your scraps and you use up your scraps that way. you use up sweater quantities and they just pop up in different places. There's just something about a scrap granny square project
Yeah.
that just looks so good. So good.
Oh, I think this would be fun.
Maybe you use it to, make gifts for your friends. Maybe you take those squares, you've used your scraps, you sew them up together into lap size, single size blankets, and you donate them to your local homeless shelter so that people who don't have homes can have a blanket of their
Yeah,
own.
I think that's a great idea.
There is so many, like I donated a bunch the last time I did it. I made them into single blankets and I donated them to the local homeless shelter. And I
Mm,
see them around the city every once in a while. They don't know me. They don't know I made that for them, but they
oh,
have something of their own. And that's huge. And
okay.
what did it cost me? The challenge of learning crochet? Oh no. What a nightmare.
Yeah, what a great thing.
Yeah.
Now, is
I also
there,
made a bunch of bags. Like it's a lot of squares, guys. It's a lot of squares.
if that's true, is there any prep work I need to be doing now?
Decide what weight of yarn you want to use. I'm going to recommend worsted because it's easy to see, it's easy to work with.
Yeah, yeah, I
I
think so.
wouldn't recommend thread if it's your first time out because thread can be a little difficult to see.
No,
I mean,
no,
if you've
no.
crocheted for years, go ahead, do thread, right? Like,
Yeah, no. I will let Mary cover that base right there. She
super
can
fair.
do the thread crochet.
I
I
mean,
will.
I'm
I will
gonna I'm gonna let Mary cover that base because I'm also not gonna do thread.
yeah,
Uh,
no, no, no,
no, no, no, no, no, no, no. I would
no.
probably do worsted weight. And then make sure you have a
I'm
hook
thinking
and you have some yarn. And it doesn't have to be a year's worth of yarn.
you will. I'm pretty sure I have that covered too.
Yeah. So like you probably don't
For
need to
sure.
do anything other than pick the first ball of yarn you want to work with before the 1st of January. I did most of mine on a 5 millimeter hook. I like the density of a
Okay.
5 millimeter hook for crochet work in worsted weight yarn. It's not too
So
dense, it's not too loose.
I could practice that.
Yeah, absolutely. I did because the first time around I'd never crocheted. So
Linda,
I absolutely practiced.
okay. Linda says I'm making one out of scrap sock yarn. This will
Yeah,
motivate. Okay. All right, Linda, I'm going to add you to my list.
yeah. Well, I mean, again, make it your own challenge. Maybe all you do is the basic granny square because that's all you want to do. That's fine.
That's right.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that.
I would like to watch the video and like you said, try it.
Yeah. Well, it's her name
Yeah.
is Yarn Utopia, which that could get a little tricky to spell. So I will post a link for everybody in the
Okay.
Facebook group. That way you're not trying to spell it out, right? Or
Ooh.
relying on me to spell it out for you. And some days I cannot spell my own names. So we're not going to do that.
Okay, so Ruth says it's great for leftover sock yarn. A
Mhm.
C hook works well. Okay, you guys, a C hook.
That's because just like knitting needles, it's all numbers or letters or in millimeters. I go in
Yeah.
millimeters because that is the size. I don't have to worry if I'm in UK terms or US terms or Canadian terms. It is that size. So when I say it's a 5 millimeter hook, it is a 5 millimeter hook. It is the same width, like depth, as your 5 millimeter knitting needles.
Um,
Slightly different shape because you got the hook piece at the end, but it gives you a very good idea of what kind of needle you're thinking of. C is smaller for fingering weight. And again, everyone's tension is different, right? So like my tension on a 4 millimeter hook for DK weight yarn or like a 3 1/4, like 3.25 millimeter hook
yep,
for fingering is going to be different than what you get
right.
because we're going to have different tensions because we're different people. So absolutely do a little bit of experimentation till you get the one that's what you want. That's the fabric you like.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is a 6. At first I thought it was a 5, then I like did a double take.
Well,
It's a
that's
6.
fine.
It's a 6. But I'm using chunky little leftover bits of chunky bulky yarn. Okay. Woohoo. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I need to find. So Linda, do you think you would check out the videos and try different squares, or are you just going to keep kind of doing what you're doing, but try to do a square a day. So, okay, so Linda says hers with the scrap sock yarn is a 2.25 millimeter.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
I like a bit of a looser fabric. I like the flow, and it mimics knitting fabric because crochet fabric's a bit denser, right? So I don't necessarily want as stiff of a fabric as some crocheters might want. Like I did this very loose bad boy on a 5 millimeter hook, and
Hmm.
I only did that because it's just lace holes. It's just lace holes.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
twist. But if I was making it in solid and I didn't have any lace work in it, I would have gone up to a 6 millimeter to have a drapier fabric. But that's what I like.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
But
so you
it'll
play with
give you the
it.
good solids. And if you do that and you try each square, even if you don't succeed, but you try each square, but you stick to it, at the end of the year, you're a crocheter. And you're
Yeah,
not just a crocheter. You can look at advanced beginner patterns. You can look at intermediate beginner patterns because that's just one more hop. It's just one more. And you've learned video, and Yarn Utopia is good. She is very steady in her teaching technique. So how
okay.
she teaches you at day one is how she's telling you how to do the square at day 300. Like
Okay.
it's the same. In my brain, I haven't watched the videos in years. I go loop on, I go yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two loops, yarn over, pull through two loops. Like my brain's just it's ingrained in there. So it's totally fine. But you do back loops, you do twisted stitches, you cover so much of all the basic stitches you'll run across and how you can use those stitches to make different things. Then you say you take a look at some of the crochet crowd blankets that Mikey does, and you're like, "Fuck, I know that stitch. I can totally make a popcorn stitch. Let's go. I know how to do this."
That's right.
And
Okay.
things are less frightening.
Just think by the end of next year, oh my gosh, this
Diana
is
is going to kill me. I'm doing a blanket for the podcast anniversary this year.
Tammy. I added your name. Tammy says, throw my name in too. You are in. Sam, Louise, what can I do with the rest of my dish cloths? I want to give them to people. Well, yeah, we had talked about the food bank, or
Yeah.
we've got a connection. One of our knitters at our knitting group, their daughter is a social worker at a women's shelter. So they were going to check
Talk
with
to the
her.
different community groups that work with refugees, the churches, the refugees
Yep.
and the people who are coming here as asylum seekers. They
Mhm.
have nothing. They have nothing.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, I think you've got lots of options, Sam. Can divide them up and you can put a little, send little care packages to all the places.
Yeah,
Okay, Linda says I'm doing the granny square, but the solid one.
absolutely.
That makes you know what she's talking about?
Yeah, yeah. Um,
You
there's
guys,
two types of basic granny squares. I can even show you because I've got the
I
bag right here.
I have a whole
Most
bookshelf shelf. I have a whole shelf of a bookshelf. That's what I want to say. Filled with crochet books.
That's hilarious. We need to make you crochet.
I
This
know.
is a basic granny square is this. It's got the holes, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when you talk of a solid granny square, you're adding stitches at the end of the row, but you're crocheting in each stitch across on the way. You're still only adding one stitch, but her squares would be solid instead of with the traditional holes. That's the only difference. The construction method's actually the same. The stitch increase is the same. She just will have a different look. And you know what? Some people like that look better. I'm doing a DK weight blanket. It's
Huh?
over there somewhere in a pile. It's in solid granny squares.
Is
So you
it?
just get the
Okay.
holes radiating out from the center circle.
Okay. I really have no idea what you're talking about, but sure, sounds great. But
You'll
I
get
will
there.
know by the end of
Uh-huh.
next year. I will know.
And just
Yeah.
think of the things you can make. Let me tell you, if you think knitted kid stuff is cute,
Okay. Well,
I enjoy making kids' clothing and crochet because it is stinking adorable.
well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll have to check in on like day 7.
The big thing will be that first month. Make yourself do it for the first month. After that, you're not even going to think about it. It will be a habit.
Yeah. Well, that's right. It just takes what, 21 days to form a habit or something?
Pretty much.
Okay, so let's see. Oh, Mary, Yarn Utopia.
Yeah, I'll post the link because I'm not
Okay.
sure I'll spell the name correctly.
Okay. And Mary said thread or sock yarn. She's gonna think about it and figure out
Okay.
what weight she'll do. Oh, Linda, she said she'll probably take a look at the videos too.
Yeah. No need to rush a decision.
Yeah, let's hope so. Nikki says, Louise, by the end of 2025, I bet you can make anything in any of my books.
I
Well,
have
I'll at least know what they're talking about. Daisy, what are you doing?
I have never shied away from a crochet challenge since I did it because I'm like, how hard could this be? I did this for a year straight.
Well, true enough, right?
I can totally do things, right?
Pound of love.
Okay,
I
put that down for a second.
Susanna,
Oh God.
Susanna typed in here pound of love. I have got a couple of pound of love balls.
That's what I'm thinking, Susanna. I think I should save up and probably use some of my Christmas money and buy a ball of Pound of Love or two to start with.
Yep. What
And
color would
then
you go
change. Probably we know me the way we know me, something fall colored.
with? Ooh, yes, like a burnt orange.
Or a neutral to start with so I can pick different colors to do other things with so I could like do a color flow thing later if I wanted to.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'll also be limited by whatever the store has at the time, and that changes seasonally. So
Oh. Okay. Oh,
maybe I do monochromatic. Maybe I only let myself buy blacks, grays, and whites and any shade within that colorless scheme. And then my blanket's monochromatic no matter how I put it together.
so they change the colors out seasonally because I was going to say they don't have a big selection of colors at Armico.
They Pound of Love doesn't change or fluctuate as much as other lines will, but
Okay.
they will make tweaks to it. Like any of your commercial yarn, once it stops selling consistently, is discontinued and a new yarn comes out. And we see this all the time. It's higher with things like Karen cakes because they sell faster,
Yes.
but their drop off is quicker. Because
Mm,
once we're over it, we're over it. And
true enough.
we buy dark winter colors in winter, and we buy spring colors in spring, and we're very seasonally motivated creatures.
True enough. That is true.
I'm thinking because
Wendy.
if I do the Pound of Love, I could also get some like Barcelona big balls, and
Who
those are very gate like those are variegated. They're in the same worsted bulky weight range.
okay.
And maybe I do some squares in that. If I'm doing the Barcelona, I will commit to like 4 or 5 balls so that I can make a lot of squares.
Okay.
And then I'll just fill in the rest with like Pound of Love neutral colors.
Oh, okay. I gotta think about this. Hi, Wendy. Wendy says she like joining. So, what are we chatting about? Wendy, are you up for a challenge?
We wish to challenge you to a duel.
Are you a crocheter or a wannabe crocheter? Have
Oh
you
God, now it
always
feels like a late night infomercial now.
have you dreamt about wanting to crochet all of the things but did not know how to do the stitches?
She types
What?
back, no.
No, we want yeses. We want yeses. So Jocelyn and I have chatted, like, I don't know, was it last year? I think it was like the year before.
It was the year before.
I think, yeah, Jocelyn had said to me, do you want to do a crocheted square challenge, like a crochet a day, a square challenge,
Oh yeah, that's it. Just
365 squares. And at the time, of course, I thought it was super exciting, but then, things happened and it never happened. But I am crocheting. Like, sorry, you can't really see it. I now think I am a crocheter because I have managed to do this much double crochet. And so Jocelyn's talking about doing this challenge again. It's Yarn Utopia on her YouTube channel.
On our YouTube, yep.
And oh, Wendy says you can crochet. Okay, Wendy, then you're like way ahead of me. And I think it's fun. So I'm making up an informal list here of anybody who wants to join us starting January 1st, all of next year, a square a day. Watch the video. Well, I mean, do whatever you want, basically. A square a day. If you want to watch the videos, if you want to do that square, if you don't, you can skip it. You can just do all granny squares or whatever. But I think it would be fun. So of
It'll be
course,
my second time through the challenge, so I'm gonna switch up the squares a lot.
okay. I am going to, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something and I'm not going to get behind. I'm going to stay
That's
up.
that's that's the trick. That's and January is everybody complains that they have nothing to do. They're stuck at home. It's the start of the year. It's the middle of winter. And oh, they have woes like my kitten does when she gets fed on time, not 30 minutes early. Uh,
Wait,
we have the time in January.
but sock,
Get into the habit.
what am I going to
Yeah.
do for sock madness? I'm going to have to like double
You
crochet.
work ahead. You know when Sock Madness is coming. You work
Okay,
ahead.
I work ahead. Okay,
It
do crisis
will
averted.
also it'll also help you because if you've already started timing, keeping track, being on schedule, and doing things, maybe that means you know you've done your square in the morning. So now why can't you finish that hat in a week?
Ooh,
Because
okay,
you're getting a new thing every day. So it's feeding that need for something new.
true. Do
And
that.
on Suck Madness, your new start Monday is the squares you're doing for the week.
Oh, it could be. It could
you
be. Could
start you start doubling up on your challenges so that way you're still doing them, we're still getting new stuff, we're still voting for yarn colors and all of the stuff that
but
we enjoy doing,
yeah,
but you're not adding too much to your plate.
true,
So like
true.
maybe your new start Monday is okay, so like I know like this was what I was told I needed for yarn for this clue, like let's discuss like what a Sock Madness might be this week because we know the pattern's dropping sometime in the next 72 hours because you're gonna end up talking about it anyway because you are.
Yeah,
Because
because I
like then
will.
we've got the 2 week sweater challenge. I will work 14 days ahead so that I can put
Okay.
the squares down for 14 days.
Oh, okay. So I really need to, between
Because
Christmas,
that also is happening.
that is also happening. Yes. Okay.
So
I can do this. I can do this. So Wendy, are you like super excited enough that you want to join in? Or are you super excited just to watch the craziness of me try to crochet a block a day?
could you imagine there's going to be a lot of Facebook posting for me at the start of the day? I did my day too.
That's
Where's yours,
right.
Louise?
I know. I know. Yes, we have to have like a hashtag or something, or
Need to keep you accountable, lady.
I know, post this. Oh, I'm just really
Sorry,
excited.
guys, I'm still dealing with this problem child of a yarn hank.
I, I know.
It's I was overdue for a really messy one, and oh man, it's making up for lost time. Gee, bus.
Linda, what is this? She said she forgot how much she loves crocheting. I made a cardigan, half double crochet
Mm-hmm.
this weekend. Had time. So like you did a
I'm
whole
a 52-inch bust and I'm nearly 6 feet tall. 3 days. Crochet, once you're in the habit and you're doing it, is so fast. So fast. Louise, you'll be able to eat through so much of your stash yarn, which then you
okay,
won't feel bad when you want to go buy new yarn because you have the space.
right.
Then
Very
all of a
good.
sudden you're like, whatever, I can do a blanket in 2 months. I can do a full blanket, like a couch throw in 2 months
So
in crochet.
what you're saying is doing this crochet challenge is going to change my life.
Absolutely. We were already talking about it as it's an infomercial. It's a life altering experience that will bring more joy to your crafting day.
That's right.
I I too can be cheesy.
I love it. I like
It's good and it will help
it.
sort of start to change how you think about things because then it's like, oh no, I don't know how to do that. It's too hard. Then it becomes like, well, how hard can it really be? Like I've already done this. Like
That's right. Exactly.
then it
Ex
isn't I can't crochet. It's, ooh, what is a crochet cable? Oh, I can totally do that. I already know how to crochet. Let's do this.
yeah.
Crochet cables, people, look them up. They are gorgeous and
Oh,
don't require a cable needle.
that's exciting. Okay, Wendy says she's gonna think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. We'll post details or we'll chat some more about it.
Oh,
And
of course. Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
only September. How am I gonna wait?
Easy. You have how many projects on your needles from New Start Mondays this year you need to finish?
Okay, yes. So I need to focus on I'm finishing one from last year.
Because you're
Yes,
going to want to clean some of your schedule up so that you don't feel overwhelmed very
that's
quickly.
right. That's right. So that's my focus is, yeah, get things
Like
finished,
I
get
know I'm
projects
starting a
done.
blanket on the 1st of January with Diana. We even know what blanket we're starting. We've got the yarn for the podcast anniversary blanket this year. It's a blanket this year, guys.
Okay.
We've got that all figured out. I am pushing to get as many of my blankets I've got on the go done as possible before the first because I want to offload some of that work so that in January I can just focus on the new thing. And what's motivating me is the new thing is in my freaking apartment right now in a bag, ready to go. And I know what I'm making with it, and I'm excited to start. And I'm like, yes, but I can't because I need to finish some other things first, which for me works really well as a motivator.
That is
Is it
good.
going to stop me from casting on another blanket for fun? Absolutely not.
Baby kitten's thinking about it. Baby kitten, I'm so sorry. Tell me your name again, please. I'm gonna write. It's not Kim.
I think it's close with Kim. Is it Karen?
No, I always think Kim or
I
Val.
am so bad for names. Just call me out on it.
Oops. See, I'm writing it down.
Did you see one of the things that Diana found at KW for me? A shawl pin of an amber dragon.
No.
Yeah, she did. So that came home with her to come to me.
Oh, Kristen. Okay. Right
Oh,
with the K.
right with the K, Kristen.
You were
I
right,
cannot
Kristen.
promise I'll be any better at remembering than Louise will be.
But I'm writing it down because there's a couple of people who have really cute handle names that I sometimes there's just getting too many that I can't remember. Kristen. All right, Kristen, you are going on the official maybe list.
Why? If there's an official maybe list.
Well, I'm putting Wendy's name down with a question.
Already hear my mother in my head. Child. She stayed with me post surgery, so like she watched me baked out of my brain on painkillers,
Yeah.
trying to crochet squares. It's not gonna fall behind.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Oh,
it was so fun. Oh, my poor mom. The things I put that woman through.
Tammy. Oh my gosh. She said stash down to various single skeins might add up to 700 grams. She said she's gonna have to go buy yarn.
I get that's not a bad thing. You're down to 700 grams of yarn in your stash. You have effectively clear cutted your stash to the ground. You need to plant some more trees in there. There's curated and then there's extremes. Going for curated. 400
Oh,
is a bit much. I'd like to get around to a comfortable 200, 250 skeins.
okay, yeah.
That's what I'd like to work down to, because that's a comfortable stash level. Am
Yeah.
I going to slow down on buying yarn? Absolutely not. Am I going to craft more? Absolutely yes.
I don't know what I would do with all the empty space if I got down to like 200 balls.
Well, I'm also always I'm trying to transition into a smaller space. So
Mm,
I
that,
have to get rid of things.
that's a good motivator for sure.
Yeah.
So Sam says I have 60 dishcloths. Oh, still left from last year to give away, and you have 50 so far this year. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, those make some wonderful care packages.
Oh
I know
my God.
there's a community moving program in the city here. It's called Community 204. And in the spring, I'm actually going to call them and I'm going to donate all of my furniture I'm not taking with me. And they will come pick it up and they take it for refugee programs, for homeless programs, for shelter programs, for people who are starting off again.
Nice. That's good. It's going somewhere useful. Good. All right, you guys. I can't get too distracted by crochet. Okay. I'm like getting,
Get your socks done.
yep. I'm gonna focus on these. I'm gonna think about crochet. I might go look at my, 15 different books or 20 that I have on crochet that I've
And I
did over the years.
pull out and look at your your New Start Mondays for the year because we've reached the last quarter and start looking at them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I should. That doesn't sound as exciting as
New
the
stuff.
yeah, as new stuff.
It's one of those ones where I'm my now that we've got you thinking about crocheting seriously, next goal is to help you get over the hump of letting go and ripping out projects you're not going to finish.
Oh, yes. And I possibly.
You're very good at the justification game. I've watched it for many years now. You are very good at just kind of shuffling around that bush, not casting and not ripping. We're
I
gonna get you
yeah.
comfortable with the Fifi Club,
Okay. All right, we'll work on that too.
the Fudge It Frog It Club.
Oh,
Help
you
you
got
feel
a couple
better.
people ask, are you moving cities, Jocelyn, or just different apartment?
Probably just different apartments. The two bedroom, while I love the space, is too much for me to care for. So
Yeah.
I need to downsize.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you guys. All right, crochet. I'm super excited about this. We'll have to chat about this again next time and see who else is thinking about it.
Thank you for
Oh,
keeping me
did
company while
Sally,
I deal with this problem child, Hank. Oh, geez, I gotta change my earbuds.
did Sally ask? Did I miss Sally's? Oh, there it is. Sally, what crochet project are you talking about? I just came in. Oh, and Nikki also said one of my first crochet projects was a cabled wrap. It was beautiful. So yes, so Sally, do you remember a couple of years ago, Jocelyn, I was probably talking to someone about crochet and Jocelyn's like, well, we should do this square a day. And then it never ever happened. So Sally, it's Yarn Utopia on
Yarn
YouTube.
Utopias on YouTube. Yeah, it's a whole playlist. It's the 365-day challenge.
So it's a video a day and then you do the square a day. Jocelyn did it a few years ago. And yeah,
Like eight guys. I did it like 8 years ago.
so Sally, I'm starting. I mean, not you guys don't have to, you know,
No,
I'm just making a list so I can remember. You guys can don't, you're not held to this at all. Just be like, yeah, Louise, I'm out. And be like, okay. Or if you want to join, that would be fantastic
we joined
because
in the fever of the moment and we have regrets.
you're allowed to back out. Sally, what do you think? Oh, Sam, you gotta go? All
Bye,
right. Well,
Sam.
enjoy the rest of your birthday weekend.
Indeed.
Sally, do you think it would be something that you would want? And like we already talked about because I was like, oh, I'm like, what happens if I don't like a block? What happens if I can't figure it out? And so of course Jocelyn's like, really, it's like whatever. You just do another plain granny square
Do
or
a
a
different square.
thing. Oh, okay. Now this is Kim, yarning for a smile.
Okay.
My life with yarn. I'm sure it's Kim, right? Kim, are you a crocheter? Are you a wannabe crocheter? Do you want to join in a most fantastically, wonderfully fun stash busting
You want to
challenge?
watch me bully Louise for a year by asking her every freaking day for a year, hey, Louise, where's your square?
I think it's Mary. Mary says now she's thinking about doing a temperature idea with the squares.
Oh, now that's a nifty idea.
That's an awesome
That's
idea.
a lovely idea.
Because
I
I've
like that.
seen, yeah, like the temperature blankets that are just done in the stripes. But what, yeah, why not do it
Yeah, because
in?
then you could like make little larger blocks of the colors for the month, and then you could just pair those larger blocks up into things. So
Oh,
like there's granny squares are amazingly versatile. Versatile thing.
oh, oh, we got Sally thinking about it. Bye, Sam. Um, oh, that would be fun. Oh, Kim is a crocheter. Sally says I might be interested. I need to see the video.
Hmm.
Well, Jocelyn said, well, you can go look Yarn Utopia, and Jocelyn said she'll also post the link in the Fiber Friends group.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Not right this instant, but I will go do it.
so,
I need to
we're
stop. I
probably
can't stop. Like once I start with a problem, Hank, I'm invested in
just
unraveling all the issues. I'm in it for the long haul. I've been known to do this for like 2 hours straight. I'm just puzzle it out.
Kim. That is not a problem because this won't start until January.
No,
So,
no, we got time.
yeah. So Kim's saying that she's like swamped. She's like got tons and tons of projects. But yeah, so that's because that's what I was just saying. I'm like, how can I wait? Now I'm like all gung ho, like I want to start this tomorrow. But yes, Jocelyn's the voice of reason and is saying, focus on my projects.
You have
Like,
Christmas knitting, woman.
you're
Eric
right.
deserves a pair of socks on time.
Yes, he does. He does. I had yes. So yes.
And he's picked his color. There's a cast on. Feed that need in other ways till we get to the 1st of January.
Okay, okay. I can wait. I can wait. So yes, so I'm gonna work on focusing on finishing up a bunch of things as well. So January can do a square a day and then post it. This is gonna be fun. Mhm.
Maybe they'll
So,
get me back to the habit of using Facebook because I have absolutely fallen out of the habit of using Facebook.
oh yes, yeah. Oh my word. Okay, this just like that gave me shivers. Okay, Kim says she did temperature snakes. Wait, you're gonna have to explain. What? Okay, hold on. I gotta get back here. I did temperature snakes last year. They were from Planet June. They were fun. What do you mean? So just like a stuffed animal snake, ingested it like the body was striped with different colors for like how long? Was like a month in a snake or ew. Anyways, good night, Sam. Um,
So much going on right now. Oh my goodness.
sometimes it's longer. Oh, yes, untangling. I need to see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Kim's saying I need to see the video. Can it be any square? So I think it's
Any
every
square.
day she gives you. So it's like to learn all the different stitches, right,
Yeah,
Jocelyn? Like
yeah.
different techniques.
She has a pattern for every day and it changes every day for the nature because it's for us and it's for you. Look at the squares, but if you don't like that square, just make a different square. Just make that challenge your own. Don't feel like you have to make that square. I am not making the heart-shaped squares. I don't care. I don't like them. I'm not into it. I am not a squishy, feely, romance watching, crying kind of human. It's just I watch romance novels because I read romance novels because they're hilarious comedies just of absurdity. I enjoy them. I end up laughing half the time. It's my comedic break. But I know myself, like I know I'm not a huggy, touchy-feely person.
Yep.
I acknowledge I'm not a huggy, touchy. I like hugs. I'll take a hug. I don't have a problem with a hug. But I don't, it's not a drive for me. So there are some shapes and forms that I just don't appeal to me. And that's fine. I might not make the wagon wheel square again this year because I was kind of like about it the last time I did it. So maybe I just make a solid granny
Right.
square that day
I'm
and
thinking,
move on.
I'm even thinking that we should do, anybody who wants to do this with us, we should do like a quick Zoom call at the end of the month
Oh
and
yeah.
like a recap and show the squares that we've done because we can
Yeah,
post them, but maybe we should do a little chit chat or something. Keep
absolutely.
us accountable and then just talk about
Yeah.
which ones we liked or what was favorites or which ones we skipped.
Well,
That would
yeah,
be
because we're all
cool.
gonna have different tastes on it. We're all gonna have different schedules. March is very busy for me. February's out to lunch. But January, I can do a couple of extra squares here and there in
Yeah.
January so that I'm ahead of the curve. That's fine.
Okay.
I can look at the videos coming up ahead because again, 2 week sweater challenge. I will work ahead so I do not have to do sweater like squares in the morning and I can just work on the sweater for 2 weeks. But that's like not everyone's scheduled that way. Long weekends are not going to be a problem for me. I don't cabin, I don't camp, I don't do any of those things. But maybe those are things you do. So for you, you want to work ahead during the week so that when you go camping or cabining or hiking or whatever it is that you do outside on the long weekends, you're free. Maybe Louise gets into the habit that she does an extra square that week because she knows she's got Anita over the weekend and she's not going to have a day to do a square. We're
Oh,
sneakily building in good crafting habits while making
yeah.
an obscene number of squares to use for things.
Okay, Wendy says she took a look at the videos and she says she doesn't think it's for her. So that's
That's
totally
fair.
fair. That is totally fair.
It's not going
Kim,
to be for
oh,
everybody.
no, that's right.
I love the bedspread idea with the thread, like just making solid squares every day.
So, oh yeah, okay. So Kim is like super busy. Okay. 3 church camps. I volunteer as a leader at each a week, so that would be hard. Well, it's all right. See if it fits in, right? If you can do it, you can do it. If you can't, then you can be a
No
cheerleader
worries.
because you guys, I am going to need all of the encouragement
Reminders.
and reminders. Yes, that will be maybe every Monday night. That'll be the end of the video is a quick recap of the last 7 days squares.
Why not?
Yeah. So, so it is okay. So Wendy says she looked up 365 days of Granny Square Yarn Utopia.
Yeah,
Okay, so you searched that and you found it. Okay, I haven't ever, I've never even looked. We've talked, this is the second time we've talked about doing it, but never really this seriously. So yeah, maybe I should go find her too. Anyways, no, maybe I won't. I'm gonna wait because if I look at them, then I'm really gonna want to start. So I'm not gonna look until between Christmas and New Year's.
that would be my suggestion.
Then I will wait. Then I'll look at the videos, get my crochet hooks, try a couple different sizes with the yarn, see what I like, and yeah, get ready for January 1st. Oh, this is gonna be so fun. Ah, all right. I am going to be, yes, look at this. So an adventurous crocheter. Ah, this is gonna be hilarious.
My back of my brain's eyeballing that temperature blanket concept, but
Mm,
in granny squares.
yeah, that would be pretty fun. Yeah, Mary, that's a good idea.
Super good idea.
Ooh, that, yeah, very, very fun. All right. Well, I'm so excited. I'm glad we got started talking about this because,
I'm glad you picked up the crochet and you're liking it.
yeah, I am. And, yeah, I am enjoying it. And this is really now just thinking that it's given me like January 1st is us as a starting date. So it's giving me the next couple of months to really find all my whips and
Get some things cleared off the plate, not everything,
get
but
some.
to take a look at things and go,
Yeah.
okay, so I know in January I want to do this. And I know in January we're starting a new start Monday and we've got the sweater challenge will be creeping up. Let's take a look what I've already got on my needles. Like if it's not calling to me, maybe I put it in the pile to turn it into a granny square. Maybe it's time
Ooh,
for it to go do that now.
that would be an interesting. Okay. Oh, Sally says, I don't care for Granny Square. Oh, the Granny Square look, but might be open to something else.
I think I'll take a bit of a reading to it and I'll see if I can figure out a way to configure the rules, like the sort of parameters for the challenge, so that you can say you don't crochet but you're a knitter. Like maybe I structure it so you're doing like a knit block
Hmm.
and you're doing like small knitting sections, or if you're doing it, you want to do a blanket, but you don't like the look of that, but you like chevron stripes, like how to do the math to break it down so you're only doing a day's worth of work at a time for the
Yeah,
task that you're doing. So it makes it you can style it after what it is you've got time for and what it is you like to craft.
there you go.
Yeah. I'll see if I can figure out a way to word it.
Hi, Brian. Brian, we're talking tonight about doing a crochet challenge starting in January, a block a day. Are you a crocheter?
Never
Do
wanted to
you
be a
want to
crocheter.
be a crocheter? It's Yarn Utopia on YouTube if you want to go look. Jocelyn did a challenge a couple years ago.
No, it's so many squares.
And so yeah, she has a different video every day, different square, different pattern, different technique.
But my God, I felt so good getting rid of the yarn that I had used and being able to donate all of those blankets I did. I
That
felt
would
so
be
good. I
great.
felt so good. And when I was done, I was so comfortable in crochet terminology. I was so happy I did the challenge.
Wow.
Around day 250, I wished the year was over because I was tired of making squares every day, but that's normal at like day 250.
Yeah, I suppose.
And then I was like, why am I doing this? And I'm like, no, seriously, you've done over 200 days. You're not giving up now. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Oh, what is this? Kim is saying, did you see this? I did a color it. Oh, this is the snakes. I even just saying that is just like, whoa. I did a color a day. They were 6 foot long snakes, 365 stripes to the weather. I did a high and low one, and then the tail and the head. I have photos on my Ravelry page. That
That
sounds
would be so
really
cool. So
amazing.
cool. So cool.
6 foot
I'm
long.
loving I'm loving this idea of like knowing what it is I'm going to be making this year. So I need to go take a look at the squares and be like, you know what? Maybe I spend January squares and I put them all together and I make some bags. Make some knitting project bags for
Oh,
myself, like some
yeah.
market granny square bags. Like maybe I
Yeah.
do that in like February. I start assembling for a blanket or something like because you make several different types of projects. It's not just one.
Oh, Brian is a crocheter. He learned to crochet first from a nurse's aide when he was 13. Wow. Okay. So, Jocelyn, would you say this challenge is for somebody then who really knows how to crochet and it's just kind of like a review, or do some of
Yeah.
like more advanced stitches, or is it more for somebody who's never crocheted and can just kind of learn everything throughout the whole year?
Being very frustrated with this ball of yarn. I think it's for both. So like an advanced crocheter or someone who like makes their own crochet clothes. I'm gonna muck with the structure hardcore. I'm gonna plan ahead. I'm gonna take a look at things. I'm gonna tweak it. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I like this style of series of squares. Maybe I expand out and do a couple extra days and then I have a cardigan's worth. So like I'm gonna approach it very differently than someone who's beginning and just learning the stitches and doing the video.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense because I'll just do it as like a beginner, and I will do every video and attempt
Yeah.
every square and just make a whole pile of squares and then figure out
Yeah. Whereas
what.
I'll put a little bit more planning into it to take a look at what's going on. Like my niece loves crochet. It's hip with the kids.
Oh
So
yeah,
maybe I send her like, and I know what she likes. Maybe I go, okay, go pick a couple of colors, and I'm just throughout the year when that style of square comes up, I'll put it together. And at the end of year by Christmas, I'm seaming it together into a cardigan or a sweater for her.
right.
And I'm gonna have tons of squares, so I'm gonna make things as I go. Some of them will end up as beds for Phaedra because everything ends up as a bed for Phaedra.
Of
That
course
is
it
the
does.
nature of my life, and that's
Oh,
fine.
Brian.
Maybe I do a couple of Granny Square coasters in the summer, but I like the summer series, but I do them in cotton and I make them coasters.
Hmm. So there's lots of options, isn't
There's
there?
lots of options, yeah. Yeah. Fiddle with yarn weights and stuff. But again, like if you're just learning, just watching the videos. But if you know how to crochet and you're just doing this as for fun, refresher, to cheer along and work along with people who are learning, then you can do it and be like, then when they're like, what do you make with it? You can be like, oh, well, I did this with these squares, or I did this with this squares. So it just helps bridge that gap, right?
Okay, well, Brian's working on a granny square blanket now, and this sounds interesting. So he's doing four smaller squares and making them into a big square.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and Susanna says, don't forget about the hexagon granny squares.
There's those. I probably wouldn't start with a hexagon granny square because it adds one more side and that's one more dimension to have to think about.
Okay, I'll go with that. They sound cool though. I think I would like
They're
the
quite cool.
hexagon shape.
They're quite cool. Oh,
Oh,
maybe you get around July and you're like, Jocelyn, I'm ready for the hexy square, and you start making hexy squares.
I I think I
Oh
might.
no.
Yes. Okay.
Oh no.
All right. Well, you guys, we are at 9 o'clock here.
Oh goodness.
I
Tis
know
time to end the mid-month motivation.
it is, and I think we have
Um,
definitely had lots of motivation tonight.
Lots of motivation.
Yes, I am motivated. Holy moly, I'm super excited about this.
For the check-in, are we still good for the Friday?
That's a good question. That's October. Holy smokes.
Uh-huh. It's
Time,
coming up real quickly.
time is like going like crazy. So that is, that's the fourth. Yep, I got you in here.
Okay, good. I'm will be in Saskatoon, so I will be at my mom's house.
Okay. So does that work for you or
Yeah. Yeah. We're
okay,
doing setup during the day for the Silver Willow fiber event, knitting for the knitting community. So we will be doing that during the day, but I should be home in time.
okay, okay.
If I don't know for sure exactly when we're going in, so I will get those hours from Erin. And if we have to, we can back it up to the Thursday if you're okay with that.
Probably, yeah. Yes, I
Yeah.
should be.
I don't have the vendor information because I'm not the vendor. I'm just the vendor's help.
You're the assistant.
Yeah.
Okay, well, see when it gets closer, and then yeah, if we need to go Thursday or
Okay.
Sunday.
Yeah. We're driving out to mom's on the 2nd because we're gonna spend some time with mom. We're gonna make Christmas cake, help with Halloween decorations. The
Oh,
usual.
fun.
Sit on the
Oh,
couch and knit all day and then stare at my dad because he doesn't have a couch. When me and Erin are visiting because we've consumed it with our knitting.
oh, what is it? That's fun. You got stuff all spread out. I love that. So Kim says, I have a cozy memory blanket going, which is knitted mitered squares and fingering away yarn, and I want to add a lot more squares. So I
You know
made
what?
for that.
I think that's an excellent way to adapt the challenge to a knitting.
Exactly.
I
It's
think that's an
all about
amazing way of doing it.
joining in and having fun and being motivated.
Well, it's the
So,
same with the 2 week
okay,
sweater challenge that you and me do. We don't need you guys to join us and knit a whole sweater. Maybe your goal is to do 2 sleeves in 2 weeks.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think, yeah, any way you can modify the challenge, absolutely.
absolutely.
Okay, so what is this? Wendy says, I love the Battenberg blanket.
Oh, yes.
Cherry heart.
So cute. The Battenberg blanket is so cute. Oh, that's
It's
tempting. Maybe I
crochet.
do
It's
the
crochet.
squares. It's crochet. Maybe I do the squares for the Battenberg blanket and then spend a good chunk of the year doing that. Because it doesn't matter so long as I'm making a square a day, whatever it is I choose to make the square of the day out of.
Oh,
Because this is a repeat for me. I already know the techniques.
Kim, is it? This is your birthday month?
Yeah, birthday month.
Yay. When is your birthday? September. Oh, why doesn't my phone do about this? Um, there we go. Oh shoot, what was I looking at? Oh, Battenberg. I was gonna look at Battenberg.
It's so pretty. It looks like a Battenberg cake. That's why it's called the Battenberg blanket.
Okay, but oh, that
Great.
fun.
Great for scraps. Same with the memory. I
Oh,
like the
yeah,
idea of adapting it to like a mitered square a day for a cozy memory blanket. I think that's
I
a
think
great idea.
that embedded squares are so fun to do.
No, no, they're not.
You don't what? You don't think so?
I'll do them, but they're not like I don't go, oh, mitered squares. I'm kind of like, mitered squares. I don't look at a mitered square and think, yes. Sometimes, like when I look at lace and I go, you're pretty. I have to make you. I look at a mitered square and I go, you'll do.
Oh,
There's
I
nothing wrong with a mitered square,
fun.
but it doesn't make me excited.
Okay. Oh, oh.
Uh-oh.
Battenberg. Oh,
I'm slowly winning this war against this yarn, guys.
Battenberg blanket. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's a
isn't that pretty?
crocheted, it looks like a quilt.
Yes, it does. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Yeah,
that a lot.
yeah.
Okay,
Maybe you've got it running in the background. So say you've got the days where you don't like the square technique you're looking at, and you make a square for your Battenberg blanket instead. Then you're not making things without a purpose.
that's right. I really like that. Okay, who was that? Wendy that said that?
I don't remember if you said the name of the commenter. You may have. My brain is two-thirds occupied with untangling this yarn.
Untangling. Well, I'm glad that we've been able to sit here. This like you've made a big dent in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we're making some serious progress here. And I will win. And I always win. It just sometimes it can take like 3 hours.
Oh my gosh. Kim says, I want to make 900 miter squares. And I
So
can,
eat up 365 of those squares a day at a time
that would be a third of the way there.
without going, oh my God, I have to make 900 squares and then never getting going.
Okay, but she's doing fingering weight on a US 2. May not do one a day though. That's a bit tedious. Well, you know what? Then you make your challenge. Yeah. Is it 3 or 4 a week? You figure out your challenge for you, and then that's fine. You just go with that. Oh, that's the idea. Dual dual wielding blanket squares. There's 24. Oh, Susanna's looked up. There's 24 colors in Pound of Love.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, my Michaels definitely does not stock 24 colors of it.
no. But
But
you can order from Michael's and have it as free pickup. And then it
yeah,
comes from a bigger warehouse and you get more selection.
exactly, yes. Susanna says it's on sale for $10.99, regularly
Susanna, I don't have money right now. I just dropped a whole bunch on Halloween here. Stop telling me things I cannot take advantage of.
That's all right. Come Christmas, start saving now, and then
Save now.
yeah.
Did you not see
Okay.
everything I bought at the Manitoba Fiber Festival? The yarn fund is scant right now.
Oh, well, that's all right. We've got, this is why it's good that we're talking about this
At it
now.
now, yeah. I'm a planner. I like having time to plan. Like I'm
Yeah,
already sort of contemplating in the back of my brain what I'm gonna do for the sweater February because I don't like having short periods of time to make decisions about these things. I
yeah,
like being able to
true,
let
true.
it percolate in the back of my brain for a while.
Well, I'm gonna be thinking about this crochet. Oh, this is exciting.
I am stoked for a year-long challenge. I haven't done a year-long challenge in a coon's age. It'll be good
I'm
fun.
really excited for that.
But I'm loving the idea. I think I'm gonna make it my own. I'm gonna make it my own. I'm gonna take a look at some of the blankets and stuff that I've been wanting to do that are in square formats and some of the bags and stuff I like, and then just cherry pick the squares off of Yarn Utopia's page that I enjoy,
Okay, yeah.
but also give me the ability
Great.
to make the plain squares I need and give me that break in between. I'm liking that Battenberg blanket idea a lot.
That's
Yarn
really,
ball,
I
let's go.
really like that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so many things to think about.
Guys,
But
why? Why? Why must yarn be so difficult?
good luck with that.
Oh, God, I'm gonna need it.
All right, you guys. Um, oh, exactly. Good way. to work through your inherited yarn. Exactly. That is Kristen. Okay. Yes. You're exactly right, Kristen. Then you can donate or keep the blankets or gift them to, yeah, whoever. All right, everybody. Well, let's wrap up tonight. Then we can all carry on with our Saturday night plans, which, for me is going to be Netflix and knitting.
Nothing wrong with
Maybe
that.
get a snack. Get a snack, get settled in, watch something, and knit for a little bit. Okay. I'm
I
super
gotta go
excited.
find the ball of yarn I dropped on the floor, guys.
Okay. You keep working on that, or maybe take a break and then come back to it.
Might make a cup of tea and come back to it.
There you
But I've
go.
made good
A little
progress.
break.
We're over halfway done, so
Good. Well, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us on your Saturday night. Yes, gonna get focused on cleaning up stuff, finishing some projects, so then we can start off this crochet challenge in January.
I'll
Isn't it
sketch
great?
up some sort of general guidelines for vibe checks
Yeah,
and post
okay.
links. Yeah.
Yeah, let's figure that. And I think I like the idea of doing a Zoom call once a month, and we can
Hmm.
actually see in person and chat a little more than you can in just posting things. So
Oh,
we'll
I
see
think
if we
that's a
can make
great
that,
idea.
see if we can find a time and see if we can make that work too. That would be lots of fun.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Well, we'll figure out more over the next couple of months. We got lots of time to figure this all out, and you guys can think about
Absolutely.
if you want to join in.
Hmm.
Okay.